broker for Old Mutual and later bank broker for Standard Bank, doing mainly investments. In 2006, he started a construction company and never looked back. Meeting the number one wealth coach JT Fox 3 years ago just elevated his business to the next level, and currently he has 5 successful businesses and growing. He has traveled the world and has met countless celebrities and movie stars. Being invited to one of the biggest stages in the world to be part of a property panel, we sat down with the likes of George Ross, Trump's right-hand man for many years in his real estate business, Hugh Hilton from the Hilton Hotel Group, Robert Van Winkle, aka Vanilla Ice, and of course JT Fox, the number one wealth coach in the world. Music is his passion, and writing and singing is my gift from God, he said. A man with a destiny to help people be successful in life. Please welcome David Kotza. So Africa first is all I can say. Well, welcome everybody. This is my first broadcast. I've started the show South Africa first. The reason for me starting the show is because of the problems we got in South Africa. And we are living in strange days, if we can call it that. New normals. I'm hearing a lot of things like wearing a mask will be till the end of the days when we all go to heaven, and there's a lot of confusion out there. So what I want to talk about tonight, but before I do that, what is this channel about? So this channel, I'll be talking a lot about politics. I'll be talking about politics in South Africa, but the main thing, I call it South Africa first because it's time that South Africans take back this country. We have had enough of the corruption. I'm sure you guys can agree with that. We had enough of corruption. All this crazy COVID-19. We have enough of the ANC, the EFF, the DA, just not delivering any services. The EFF obviously being a bit crazy. Not a bit, maybe more than crazy, but doesn't really matter. The point I want to make is that this channel, this is the first episode. I'm just giving you some idea of what we're going to do. And I must say to you, I'm going to upset a few people. I'm maybe going to upset myself. But I want you guys to interact with me. I want you guys to chat to me. I want you guys to really ask the tough questions if need be. I'm very new to this technology. I know a lot about sound, but when it comes to all these videos things, it's quite how can you call it? A new thing for me. So excuse me if I now and then gonna browse here and chat to you about a few things and pull out a note, because I can't just talk a bunch of nonsense. I should know a little bit of what I'm trying to say. So I've got this new program, OBS, Streamlabs, and I figured it out the past few weeks, and I think it's quite nice. So, but let's just get into it. Okay, so COVID-19. So where did it all start? It started in China, as Donald Trump calls it, the China virus. But I agree, it is the China virus, because it came from China. I hear there's now a new variant on it, and now it comes from South Africa. I had to laugh when I heard that. No, maybe, there's clever people out there that said, oh, it did come from South Africa. Maybe it's Africa, not South Africa. I don't know. And now the second wave has hit South Africa. and it's quite bad. I must say the figures are not looking good. I'm not going to give you figures because I know that you see the figures all day, every day. But let's call it it's bad. But I think that the whole world is making more about COVID-19 than it really is. And I tread lightly when I say this because obviously there's people out there that will fact check me and they will maybe try and get me arrested because I'm giving you fake news. Now, obviously, the idea of fake news is not my idea. I will give you information. I'll give you my opinion on certain things. It's not going to be fact. I will tell you also it's my opinion. Then you know it's my opinion. But you also can give your opinion. I'd like to hear from you. So you guys are welcome to chat to me. And then let me just quickly go in here. Okay, so I'm just opening up this chat quickly. Boom. Right. Here we go. If you have anything, well, okay. Let me just make this thing a little bit smaller. Sorry, guys. I'm very new at this thing, so I'm trying to see. Okay, no. I see it's working. Let me just do that. Okay, perfect. It's working. So you can ask me questions if you got any questions. Okay, so let's get back into it. Now, this thing started in, not last year, 2019, November somewhere. The clever people said that this thing started and China knew about it and didn't do anything about it. Obviously, I follow a lot of American news, so I'm quite clued up on what's happening at the moment in the USA. Because it's interesting politics, In South Africa, we don't have interesting politics. We have a bunch of idiots that doesn't really know what they're doing. Sorry to be blunt, but I don't think that our leadership in this country, let's call them the ANC, knows really what they're doing and why they're doing certain things. They make rules and they break it themselves. But let's get back to the history. So it started there. I mean, Donald Trump closed all the airports and everything. I think it was early March. They called him crazy, and he was not crazy. He did the right thing. What did Cyril Ramaphosa do? He did exactly the same thing. He followed, I think it was about the 26th of March, around there. But you all know because you were there. If you're South African, you know exactly when and where it happened. And I must say that it was quite tough that month. I know I had to travel in lockdown 5, and there was nobody on the road. I had to go to Kimberley, go see my kids, and there was I don't want to get into that, but it was quite interesting driving, and there was then you'll see a truck. So I mean, a lockdown was important. Why did we do a lockdown? We did a lockdown because they said they need to prepare the hospitals. I said, you know what? I can understand that because the ANC has done nothing when it comes to hospitals. I recall that Malema moaned at the ANC about a clinic that was closed in his area where his mother normally got her medicine and stuff. And when the ANC came in, that was still in apartheid. And when the ANC came in, they closed the clinic, and he was going on about it. But that's the reality. That's what happened. Our medical, our hospitals, and I'm talking about private hospitals, because our private hospitals are not funded by government. So they're very good. I mean, I've been in private hospitals. I've been in and out of them for a few operations and stuff. And you can't complain because good money gets paid. Good money gets paid, to get a good care. But when it comes to the state hospitals, like Tygerberg and those. Look, Tygerberg is a very good hospital. It's a learning hospital. It's a hospital where I've been many times in my life. Knew people that went there to study for doctor, and everything's facilities great. But when it comes to the state side of it, where people have to go in, they sit in lines, they die in the lines. They the money that has been squandered the past 26 years by the ANC, could have been used to up our hospitals, get the facilities right. But be as may, they've got a month to do it. After a month, they wanted more time. So I think there was another 20 days or 21 days was extended, and then all of a sudden, we went into level 4 and level 3, and so we went on. I could start working again. I'm in construction, so by the way, if you wanted to know what I'm doing. Construction, sound engineer, I do Uber, do cupboards, do aluminium, all those like stuff. So, and then I do this. This is more hobby. And I must say, I was like, seriously, when is all this going to stop? Well, we now in 2021, and we've just gone down from this. I think from the 28th, we've gone again into a lockdown for 14 days. No alcohol can be sold. Yeah, it's true. No alcohol. I think the Americans look at us and they hear what we're doing and they go, "What? What's wrong with those people? They must get a life." That's the Americans are. I love them. They speak their mind. But anyway, some of them are idiots, but that's fine. The South Africans are also idiots. Well, doesn't matter. But the point I want to make is that when we went through all these levels, the Americans were laughing at us because they were going, "Well, what are you guys trying to do? I mean, you cannot smoke. You couldn't buy smokes." Now, this is a big thing. Let's talk about that. I just heard on the news today that, we know that the ANC got their ass handed to them on the plate in the High Court because of this thing. American Tobacco, whatever they're called, they took them to court now. They're appealing. And then people say, the state can use their money better on other stuff than fighting a blooming court case. And I go, but the state mustn't pay for this court case. The ANC must pay for it. Now, we know the ANC is the ruling party, but the ANC, the party itself, needs to pay for their own court cases. Not my tax money to defend them. I'm not defending them. They're a bunch of idiots. I mean, this command center, the way they went on, why do they think all these court cases went? Yes, fair enough. They're saying they're trying to save lives. And I understand that. And I'm not going to say, but they're lying. They're not lying. They are trying to save life. But lockdowns, just all it does is, it just leaves it a little bit more time, because when the lockdowns get lifted, then it starts all over again. So a lockdown doesn't work. Follow the science. It does not work. Small businesses are going down. People are committing suicide. People are dying of COVID-19 a year, left, right, and center at the moment, and it's really sad. I've got a good friend of mine that's lying in the hospital at the moment on a ventilator. They gave him 50-50 chance. Now, do I think that COVID-19 is reality? It is not a hoax. Of course I think it's reality. I had COVID-19 a few weeks back. I know all about how it feels. I'm still suffering, of a chest that's not nice, and coughing now and then. But my brother had it. My brother's wife had it. This thing is real. Does it kill half of the population? No. So the recovery rate is really good. I'm not going to get into that because you guys know all this stuff. The point I'm trying to make here, that I cannot understand what is wrong with people. Really. What is wrong with people? Well, not people actually. Governments. That wants to lock everybody down because of COVID-19. Because we're all going to die. And is pushing fear. This is unacceptable. So, also, I'm a vice president of a new political party, Spectrum National Party. You'll hear a lot about Spectrum National Party because I'm their vice president, or one of the vice presidents. But I'm not here to talk about Spectrum SMP, but I'm just giving you that information that if you wanted to know, do I belong to your organization? Yes, I do. I do. And I hope we win this next election and the election after that, that we can actually push ANC out and start changing this country. Because together, all races, we can do it. We've got quite an interesting country, diverse country. But I believe together we can do this. And people, please, be positive for a change. I've seen groups, they are so negative. I don't have time for negativity. We don't have time for negativity. But okay, I'm going off the point. COVID-19. Oh, yeah. So somebody said that, I don't want to say who it was, said that, there's one way of getting rid of this COVID-19 is that the whole world, the global world, must go into, they said 14 days. I said 21 days. On a 21 days, total lockdown. Goodbye, virus. It should be goodbye because this thing only lives, I think, 10 days, they say, really, if you go to the CDC guidelines. But let's make it 21 days and it's done. I think it can actually work. The problem is nobody's going to work together because there will be countries saying, no, I'm not going to do it. You guys are crazy. Like the Americans or some other countries. Some of the countries actually been doing well, like the New Zealand and Australia. Their cases are very low. They close the country. They've got people that's law-abiding citizens, and they do what they might need to do. Not like here, where they say close the beaches and then the half of the world is on the beach. Yeah, they couldn't really care. Now they're off the beaches because of the being arrested and all those things. But there's this black privilege elite. I must just say this now. I'm not a racist. Please get me right. I'm not the Afrikaner boe. I am Afrikaans, but I'm not this Afrikaanse boe AWB guy. I'm not that guy. So if you was wondering, then you know. I do get quite hot on the color when it comes to Black Lives Matter because I believe in all lives matter. You'll see there, I've got South African first, all lives matter, almal van julle. Almal. Of jy nou pink is, it matters to me and it should matter to everybody. To put a color to it, we are over that, done with that. In South Africa, unfortunately, we still have apartheid. That's just turn around. So it's not the white oppressing the black, it's the black oppressing the white. But I'm not saying that because I think I'm a racist, because now Malem will turn around and say, he's a racist. Just get over yourselves. You guys are like bloody idiots. If something doesn't go your way, because racist or because of apartheid, that card's flown like 25 years back already. You've got this country for 26 years. And it's a total mess. I can use other words, but I don't want to get thrown off YouTube. So, yeah. So now I see on the 28th of December, Minister Matasu, somebody had I think it's his son's wedding or something. And he is part of the command council of this COVID-19. So he knows what's going to happen. So he goes on the 28th of December, goes to the police station there close where he was doing his whole wedding, because the wedding will be 2 days. 2 days. I kid you not, 2 days. But look, they've got different culture. We do it like in half a day, we're done. They do it 2 days. No, it's fine. You can have it for 3 days. I don't really care. The point is, now lockdown comes. Now on the 29th, we're in lockdown. Now he's got all these people at his house. Well, I say house, at this venue. He said, but now people need to get arrested because now there's far too much people. I heard of something about between 100 and 250 people. Now he said, no, but he didn't do anything wrong. He stayed within the rules of the COVID-19 Council, and he's lying. That's not the truth. He spoke to the police, and the police said, it's fine. Disperse, and just do it as quickly as you can. It didn't happen quickly. Nothing in South Africa happens quickly. Nothing in the ANC happens quickly. We've seen that. they quickly to close down, alcohol, because the people that drink so much in this country, because we got that big problem also, messes up the hospitals. So that's why we get these lockdowns. But if the hospitals were geared, we'll be fine. So my question is, Mr. Ramaphosa, the 130 million, no, I'm lying, the 130 billion that you were going to use for hospitals, when you actually announced the 500 billion, where's that? How is it possible that in 6 months you have not utilized that money to make sure that all hospitals are ready? That blows my mind. What are you busy with? Because it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense at all. So please, go waste somebody else's time. Don't try and fool us all. The money is stolen again. We know about 2 billion of it, that this PPE that was just handed out to contractors, and they said the PPE is gone. I go, it's on the news now again. I'm like, what? How is it gone? What something I picked up, and I listened to all the news outlets, SABC, NSA, all those guys, and I can see they are getting tired of all the corruption. They're going, man, this must stop, because we cannot go on like this. And I go, yeah, but it's not going to stop because we're not doing anything about it. Now and then they arrest somebody. The Zondo Commission has done a lot of good work. I think they've done good work. It's been taking very long, but all thumbs up for Zondo Commission. Put Zuma in jail, please, for all what he's done. But now people are getting arrested very slowly. But look, it's COVID, we don't have time. We need to, everything needs to be normalized before we can really get into this thing. I'm going, seriously? This is another tactic of holding off. Now something interesting. Let me give you stats. Ooh, this is quite a stat. Now, this morning I was listening to what's the guy's name? I can't remember the guy's name now. But he's American. He's got his own show, and much bigger than mine. I don't have a lot of followers. Oh yeah, so by the way, please follow, click, subscribe, do what you need to do, because it's gonna get interesting, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy chatting to me and telling me what you think. And let's see, I'll have people on. That's gonna be awesome. Gonna have some people. We can interview people. Give me some ideas what you got. I don't really need ideas because South Africa is full of ideas, but if there's something you want to talk about, let's talk about it. Stats. USA. So this guy says, okay, the CDC numbers came out for 2020. He goes, I told you guys that this COVID-19 is hoax. I go, no man, you can't say that. I mean, I had COVID-19. It's real. He says, you know what? The people are manipulating the numbers. I'm like, ooh, okay, let's listen to this. And he goes, in 2019 and 2020, if you compare them, it was now you must remember, America is about 350 million people. There was 64,000 more people dead. But he stops you there and he says, don't get excited thinking 65,000 people is extra dead because of COVID. No. There was double the amount of suicides. If you take that number off and you take the normal growth rate of deaths on a yearly basis, I'm sure you guys understand maths, it is exactly the same as 2019. So the question is, COVID-19 did not kill more people than normal. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying it's a hoax, because COVID-19 is not a hoax. It is a reality. But if we're talking about deaths and the way the countries and all these lockdowns and the whole world's going on about COVID-19, I'm going, that's very strange, because numbers don't lie. And the CDC is on us. They give us all the stats. Now, I've tried to look at South African stats. I can't find any. It shows you per week or per month. Doesn't really make sense. I'm going to try and get it, and I'll speak to you guys about it again. But I don't think it's going to be very different to what's happening in America. Because in America, I think they're the second or third highest death rate. So they're a very good place to look at, and they've got some of their states are locked down, some of them are not. I don't know who dies more in the one or the other. I'm very sure it's very much similar. The ones that's open, there's not more deaths than the one that's closed. Because people die of heart attacks, diabetes. The sad thing is the people killing themselves. Suicides are up. People are depressed. People don't know where the next money is going to come from. Sometimes I wonder where my next money is going to come from. But there's people out there that don't believe me. But okay, business is tough. South Africa is suffering. The small business in South Africa is suffering. But now there's an interesting thing that I do not understand. And somebody needs to explain it to me. Call it that. Explain it to me. Why is the elite getting more richer? Because in America, they're talking about this big thing. And they made good money. And I go, you know what? If you have money, you make money. That's just a rule. If I had a lot of money to throw around, I would have been on the stock market. Because we knew it was going to go crash, boom, and we knew it's going to come up again, ding, and that's exactly what it did. So, the best time ever in the markets, because we know it's going to crash, and we know it's going to come up again, so just put in your stops and go for gold. That's how they operate. So I can understand why they make money, but then maybe there's other people also made money. I know the South African government, they made a lot of money. The people, individuals, made a lot of money. Like Ace Makasule, that, we're going to give you this contract, PPEs, and your family, but there's nothing wrong with that. He can't help, he knows people that can do it. These people didn't know anything about PPE till they invented quickly a company to do it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not too sure if that's true, but I've heard this is what they were talking about. I'm just saying what they said. But I will not put it past them. So the man was arrested. We'll see what happens to him. Court case in and out. We'll see if he gets thrown in jail. If the SecGen of the ANC gets thrown in jail, that will send a message, a very clear one. And it will be good for South Africans. Be really good for South Africans. Not because I want him in jail. I've got nothing against him personally, not. But justice needs to be served. And that is very important. Our justice system is broken. That's something we can talk about again. Right. So vaccines. Oh my heart. Vaccines. But vaccines. If you have a vaccine, it's all over and done with. COVID-19 out of the window. Well, I believe in vaccines. There's a lot of people who say to me, I don't believe in vaccines. They're just going to brainwash you. They're going to stick a needle in you, and they're going to put something in there that you can't have babies anymore. And I've heard strange stuff, what they say that's going to happen in these vaccines. Now, vaccine is not always good because obviously it's chemical. But hey, if it will stop me from getting COVID again, because it wasn't nice the first round, I don't want it the second round. It will be great. So where's South Africa? Where's our vaccines? What's happening? Other countries are rolling it out. They're getting vaccines, and we're getting nothing at this stage. Nothing's happening. So why is nothing happening? Well, that's actually an easy one because we're in South Africa, and we cannot plan. We don't know how to handle our finances, and I'm referring not to your finances, but to the government. Paid a tip of 294 million, I think. Now the health minister is saying, we'll be getting it by next month. I'm going, wow, next month. You are not Donald Trump that said that he will create the vaccine and by December he will give it to the people. And then the Democrats said, he's crazy, man, it will never happen. He's living in a fairy tale. And what happened? He did it. Because when he says he's going to do something, he does it. But I'm sorry, when the health minister of South Africa says he's going to do something, I will wait and see. Sorry. No confidence. No confidence in ANC, no confidence in Cyril Ramaphosa. And by the way, Cyril Ramaphosa, if you ever listen to this thing, I really thought that you will be going to change this country. But it seems to me because of, and you're a businessman, you should know how these things work. I'm a businessman. You should know better. But you go out there, and because of peer pressure, let's call it that, you're like a little child that's got peer pressure, you're going to have to smoke. Because everybody smokes. So I'm also not going to smoke. That's exactly what happens to you. And we're not talking about smoking. Just riding the gravy train. And I'm not saying that you are implicated in any fraud. That I'm not saying. But your people around you are, and you're not doing anything about it. You're talking to them firm, like a principal. You guys may not do this. You must stop doing this. Please, man, I've spoken to you now how many times? Stop stealing the money. That doesn't help. You as a business owner should know that if you want to get something done, there needs to be action. And if action happens, then something happens. You have to actually arrest people for doing the stuff over and over. Your own ministers are running this country into the ground. And I can't say you can't see it. You are seeing it. But do something about it. Really, man. Oh, is it that difficult? But okay. Let's leave that there. Okay, so we're still talking about COVID-19. So the vaccines. So we are waiting. South Africa is waiting for the vaccines because now this bloody lockdowns are going to really not physically take us to the graves, but these lockdowns are going to create a lot of poverty. And if we want to talk about poverty, we're going to be here the whole night. Because your own people, because you like to call your people, normally that's not white people or colored people or Indian people. That's normally just black people you talk about. Because BE is there, so it's black. They are starving. I know, because I go into those locations. I've got people working for me. They come out of the locations. I can see how hungry they are. They come knock on my door. Please, sir, have you got 100 rand for me or 200 rand? I just want to go buy some food. It's holiday, but I don't have any money. Now, I've given them bonuses and I'm giving them money, but look, they don't know actually how to work with money also, but that we've seen in the ANC. But the problem I've got is you can't expect them to know how to work with money. If you give them money all the time, for free, my guys work hard. And they still, the stuff they do with their money, sometimes I just shook my head. But some of them survive only. They only survive day to day. They've got nothing. And I look at them, I think, I'm very privileged. And that's nothing to do with white privilege, Mr. Malema, in case you're wondering. Because I don't have any white privilege. I had to go to school, just like any black person in South Africa can go to school. You guys get it for free. My parents had to pay for it. But I went to normal Model C school. I got out there, and what did I do? I had like 3 jobs in one go. I pulled my finger, and I was waiting in the evening. In the daytime, I was on weekends I was working as casual in Edgar's Tiger Valley, and I worked at a few places. And then in the week, I was sunning Energate. I'm telling you this. 19 years old. I actually started working when I was 15. I mustn't say that hard because you actually must be 16. But okay. That day, but that's half when I started working. Because I didn't grow up with a lot of money. No. I bought my own first motorbike. 50, when you want to call it. I bought it with my own money. Because I didn't grow up with a lot of money. But for some odd reason, Mr. Malema thinks all white people has grown up with money. You know what we do is we study,
we go work our asses off, and we build and we save and we do something with our lives. We don't get things on platters. Yes, there is people that get things on platters. There is white, black, Indian, colored, all of them get things on a platter. Some of them do. I didn't. I've had business going really well, and I've had business going really down. It happens. But I'm off the point again. I get so excited. But okay, let's just talk about COVID-19. Let's end off this thing. So the only way to stop spreading COVID-19, and now listen to what I'm trying to say. This is my opinion. Okay. My opinion is the following. Is that you alone can stop from getting this virus. I don't know where I got this virus. I got no idea. I've got a theory or two, but I'm not going to put people, I'm not going to implicate people. But I didn't know this person had this thing. This person was on a ventilator later on in hospital. I only heard that afterwards, after I had it already, gone through it, and I go, let's backtrack. Oh, what about these people? And when I inquired, I got that information. Because obviously you need to inquire and find out with who you were in touch with. Now, nobody got COVID from me. How do I know? Because I isolated and made sure as everybody was close to me, it was actually very far from me. Because common sense. Wear your mask. There's no signs that say the mask works, but at least it can help. Wear the mask, sanitize, and stay safe. It is now my opinion. I said it was my opinion. So my opinion is the following: no lockdowns. The government needs to pull their fingers out of their asses and get this hospital sorted out. They have money. They must make a plan. There's no time for this or that and that. They need to make it work because they the government. They've got the money. They've had enough time. They had 6-7 months now to get this hospitals right. They knew there was going to be a second wave, and here we sit with another lockdown. Luckily, it's now over time periods where, well, I can't say lucky, because some people, like myself, is on holiday and only starting Monday. So then the lockdown is over. Well, we hope it's over. I can't guarantee that one. I don't think so. I've heard tomorrow night they having this meeting again, the command center of COVID-19. They're going to do whatever. Don't know what they're going to do. They will definitely not take the cigarettes away. Don't worry about that, because they're getting their asses handed to them in courts. So, smokers, I'm thinking you're okay. Drinkers, you're in trouble, because I think they're just going to extend it. Geen booze nie. Because unfortunately, some people like myself, I can handle the booze. I don't drink till I fall. I don't see the point in that. Unfortunately, other people, and I'm not referring just to black people, because maybe you don't get it wrong, because some people say, oh, he's a racist. But I'm not a racist. I'm just putting it out there. Other races will, other people, it's not about racists, but people. Other people will drink till they fall. And then they will get into fist fights, and they will be stabbing each other, and that's why the hospitals are full. I understand that totally. But it's really not my problem, because at the end of the day, the state hospitals should be ready a long time ago already. They were ready. And then I heard that in Cape Town, this is interesting, you must listen to this. In Cape Town, we have the ICC, beautiful hospital set up there because of COVID-19. What did they do? They sent all the ventilators to where? Eastern Cape. Where's the ventilators now? Gone. I don't know what to say. I'll go. There's people They just stole it, sold it. I don't know. Really, Alan Windy from the DA, this is not how we do business. You must look after your own. And your own is not, I'm not talking about Kalia, I'm talking about the Western Cape. You should have just said, no, this stuff stays here because of wave 2. And now here there will be a wave 3 and a wave 4 also. If we don't get our vaccine soon, this is what this country is going to face. And there are going to be more people dying. But more than normal, that I can't say. Because people are complaining, governments are complaining, doctors are complaining that they have to write down COVID-19 for everybody that dies. Now, that is not conspiracy theory. That is actually the truth. But if it happens so often, I don't know. Has it happened? Yes, of course it did. I know a person that his father or his uncle died of a heart attack. And on the death certificate it says COVID-19, and he went, but he didn't have COVID-19. He said, no, but he had it. No. Because not one of us have it. He lived with us in the same house. We don't have COVID-19. He didn't suffer of any. And I'm talking not now. I'm talking about, I think it was July last year. So yes, you can tell me, no, it's conspiracy theories or not. Because it was handed to me. There, that's it. People don't know well. So, this is unacceptable. This must not happen. Once again, do I think that COVID-19 is conspiracy theory and a hoax? No, I don't think so. I think it's real. I've had it. I've know people that's had it. I've got a good friend of mine that's fighting for his life at the moment in the hospital. And I pray that the Lord will heal him now, in Jesus' name. And, but I think the governments, and not our government alone, but governments worldwide is now, I don't know what the story is. If it is a new world order, deep state, whatever they want to call it, trying to put people in the corner, getting fear into people. I don't know. Most probably all of the above. People are going to say to you guys, I'm going to end off with this and say, be safe, wear your mask, sanitize, stay away from people. If you go into the shop, make sure you sanitize. And because you know what? You are the only person that can keep yourself safe. Surround you with people that you trust and make sure they've got the same values of you as yourself, and they do the same because they look after themselves also. So from me, David Kotze from South Africa First. This was my first time doing this live, and I don't know if it was good or bad, but it was interesting. Did I have any viewers? I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but I'll post it either way. Then I'll have many viewers. I think. So guys, from me, David Kotze, be safe,